On today's episode, we discuss the ecological approach to jiu-jitsu, the topic everybody's talking about.
Super Cup, lock it in.
More listener questions.
Jesse Spano, you nasty.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the pod. My name is Kenny. It is episode 71 of the BJJ Balance podcast. We are here with Matt, and we're talking about the ecological approach to jiu-jitsu today. What the fuck?
That's what everybody else is talking about, Kenny. Everybody else is talking about the ethological approach to jiu-jitsu. I watched a full-on debate, I guess that's what you want to call it, with Tom DeBlass.
Do you think that's jiu-jitsu's first debate?
I don't know, dude, but it was not good. With Tom DeBlass, Big Dan, and Greg, the guy who, I don't know his last name, sorry, bro. But he's the one who's like pro-ethological approach to jiu-jitsu. And every time Tom would hit him with a fact, he would just re-answer a question. Real Biden administration style.
There's a people that don't know what the ecological approach to jiu-jitsu is, and I found a definition on Google, so I just wanted to read it so everybody's on the same page and everybody can facepalm at the same time. So, the ecological approach in jiu-jitsu refers to training philosophy that prioritizes dynamic interaction, situational learning, and adaptive problem solving through the use of constraint-led games and activities rather than static drills to develop that are more adaptable to real-life combat situations, emphasizing the interaction between the individual, the task, and the training environment, often associated with Coach Greg Souders. That definition paints it like it is this amazing training ideal, and it really puts it puts it in a light that it's like, wow. But I can tell that Greg wrote that.
Look, we've seen this before.
Right.
Kenny. We've seen this with 10th Planet and trying to reinvent jiu-jitsu.
Yeah, well, 10th Planet does something kind of similar, but they all 10th Planet also has regular instruction.
I'm saying like renaming the moves.
Oh, yeah.
Just like getting away from the gi, like trying to make something completely different out of the sport, trying to evolve in the sport. And then, let's be honest, they pulled it off. I don't know if this is going to stick though. You're saying what the guy was saying is, let them figure it out. Basically, let your students figure it out. Like, don't show them nothing. And to me, I'm like, well, that's this lazy professor.
That's no professor. That would be like just you and the boys that don't know anything about jiu-jitsu being like, hey, we're going to figure this grappling shit out. Let's go in the garage and lay some mats down and just start rolling until we start to figure things out.
Right. If you put two white belts and just let them roll, they're just going to hurt each other. It's like throwing your kid when he's 2 years old into the pool. Swim, dude. You'll figure it out.
Right.
That's basically what they're trying to do. And I think that's dumb. I guess if you got to like a purple belt or a brown belt level, that might work, right? You could probably evolve and learn stuff, but you got to have a basic foundation. You got to know how to tie your shoes before you can wear them. I wonder if it's kind of like a money grab from him. He comes from the Lloyd Irvin black belt. And I think Lloyd Irvin is legit, of course. Lloyd Irvin was also back in the day really into like selling stuff, instructionals and all this kind of stuff. And it seems like this guy's like taking that path. Like, what if he's going to try to monetize this into like making money? I don't know what his deal is, but I just don't think his work. And he was saying that like instruction is wrong, and he's a black belt. I'm like, so you're telling me that this is not how you became a black belt though?
Right.
I would say this. I'm assuming he drilled and drilled and drilled, and he even said that in the debate. He's like, yeah, and I thought it was a waste of time, and I was like, how is that a waste of time? How is drilling when you from the legends that have all drilled, the Galvals, the Hodgers, the Basheshas, the Mikey Musumechis, the Gordon Ryans, all the drilling that's been done by the greats currently and before us, you're gonna say that drilling doesn't work?
Right.
He said in the podcast, end quote, Kobe Bryant and Michael Jordan did not get better at basketball because they were the first one at practice and the last one to leave, and they got extra reps in. That's not why they were better.
I feel like Michael Jordan and Kobe Bryant would disagree with that.
I 100% feel. Why the fuck was Kobe waking up at 3 a.m.
Right.
to go practice when practice was at 8?
Right. And then why would he there's stories of Kobe saying like, the boys are like, oh, let's go out tonight, blah, blah, blah. And he's like, all right, I'll go with you. But if I go with you, you come to practice with me tomorrow. Same, I'll go with you tonight, but tomorrow when I call you, you get up. And he's like, he would go to the bar, he'd go to the club, he wouldn't drink, he wouldn't party, he'd chill, be there. Midnight, he's out. He's like, I'll see you at practice tomorrow. If you guys want to stay out late, that's on you. Fucking 4:30 in the morning, he's knocking at the door. Let's go. It's practice time.
Yeah, there's just so much wrong with what's the guy's name? Greg said.
Yeah.
He was talking to Big Dan, but he said, when you get someone's back and you cross your feet behind their back, that is wrong because you can get your foot fucked, ankle lock, right? He's like, not necessarily. That's not wrong. He's like, that's just your opinion. I'm like, if one of my guys has a grip that I think is bad grip, like doesn't get an underhook when he's trying to pass half. No, that's just the way he's trying to figure out his style. That's the most hippie dumb shit I've ever heard in my fucking life. If you have a student and you see him doing the wrong technique, you best correct them as a professor because you want to build the best athletes you can build. I just don't. I was dumbfounded. Like, cross your feet on the back. What are we talking about?
Right.
And there's a lot of guys in the comments in that post I did earlier this week that were defending this crap, and I was like, I love situational sparring. I think you do get good from situational sparring.
Right.
But not like,
well,
you have to drill.
There's three, because it doesn't even sound like he's doing necessarily situational sparring either. It just sounds like he's kind of, I guess that's what they mean by games. But I think that one, if the professor teaches you the technique, right? Then as the student, you drill the technique with your partner. You take turns going back and forth. Now, your partner can do, different degrees of defense. Like maybe the first few times you drill it, I don't defend it at all. I let you sink the rear naked in, really get to, the feel of what it feels like to have it in and whatnot. Then maybe the next set of drilling, I give you a little bit of tension. I do a little bit of hand fighting. I make it a little more difficult for you. Not full speed, not full strength, not full technique, but just so you can see what some resistance feels like. And then we drill it a third time after that. And then now all of a sudden I'm giving you a more realistic, defense to that choke and whatnot, and make you really fight for it. Cause you're not just going to get the rear naked if you get someone's back. We all know that. So, now you're having to really find the bottom of the chin, maybe pull the head back, things like that to really sink that arm in for the choke. So now you have a good basis of what it's going to be like, kind of in real world. And then that's where your situational sparring comes in, where it's like, okay, you've got the back, you got to fight it full pace. Let's go. But you without that basis that led up to it, you're going to be treading water at best. You know what I mean? Essentially what's going to happen is you're not going to hardly ever find that choke. You're going to, fail a lot, and you're not really going to grow because you never knew what it felt like to get it in the first place. And even if you did snag it without the drilling portion of it, you might not know that it's necessarily right or not because you never knew you never felt beforehand what it was like to fully sink that in, and get a good person.
Imagine never learning foot lock or heel hook defense. And you just tell your guys, yeah, you rolled the wrong way, bro, but let him roll the wrong way. Let him roll the wrong way. Because this is his journey and he's going to figure it out.
Yeah.
What? Then all of a sudden the guy's out for 8 years.
Yeah.
8 months.
Yeah. All of his fucking students, day one. Yeah. Fucking Johnny just heel hooked everybody in class.
I
think it's dangerous. I think it's lazy, as you mentioned before. It sounds like
the guy literally look like he looks like Pat McAfee, the guy, and he literally would not give an answer. He would just be like, "Well, you're not right. You're wrong on that because, why?" He's like, "Well, can you tell?" They'd be like, Tom would be like, "Can you tell us why?" And he's like, I need to know this first. Why? And he'd ask some other question that makes no sense. I'm like, This guy was asking a question with a question. He was just Uno reverse carding Tom every time and not giving a damn answer. It was a waste of time. He obviously not taking it away. He probably is legit. He's a black belt, whatever, under a good banner. Lloyd Irvin was a good coach back in the day. But I just it was just, I'm like, dude, it's not effective. You have to drill. You have to teach techniques to, especially your lower belts, to get them ready to. We have some of our followers. I think is Doomy. He does it, and he says it's better. I mean, I guess, man, whatever way you want to grow is fine. Right. But I'm just going off the staples of the legends before us, that have actually, done it and made it to the top.
Right.
And my professors before me who've done it and made it to the top. This is the way that they do it. Why are we reinventing the wheel when jiu-jitsu has proven that it works this way? I don't understand. Why we want it faster. Well, why are we trying to make it karate? Right. Why are we trying to be able to get black belts faster? So you're telling me you're a black belt and there's nothing you don't know? You know everything already? There's nothing you can't learn with drilling or a technique?
I'll say a few things. Before I get into some compliments, I will say maybe this is the only way I could see this ecological approach making any sense. Maybe if you're already dealing with a room full of competitive black belts, they already have a solid foundation established. They already have a good knowledge of the lexicon of moves that exist. And you're trying to develop some sort of a new system with this room of black belts. Maybe an ecological approach makes sense because you're already dealing with experienced people that know not to make the silly day one white belt mistakes. And now you're just trying to essentially skip through the base layer of learning a technique and really develop a new system. Maybe if you're developing something and not trying to teach, the meat and potatoes fundamentals of jiu-jitsu, it might make sense if you've got an experienced classroom. But trying to take the ecological approach to a class full of white belts and a new school, you're going to end up with way more injuries. It's like the polar opposite of, the Gracie gyms that won't allow a white belt to roll for 2 to 3 months at all. They're just constantly drilling technique until they have an understanding of the basis of jiu-jitsu and weight distribution and all that stuff. Or maybe they only let them drill with other white belts. This is like the polar opposite of that. It's just let's just throw everybody in the mix and let them get after it. And it's just, between a mixture of egos, between a mixture of lack of knowledge, you're going to end up with a lot of hurt people and not a lot of progress in regards to technique.
And on that note, teaching it to your higher belts, that's not an ethological approach to jiu-jitsu. That's called comp class. Okay? That's called comp class, which is pretty much open mat where all your fucking dogs go after it and they fucking put it on the line and they go to war every day. And it's one of the oldest slogans ever made, and you're just trying to change the name of it. It's called iron sharpens iron in a fucking dog fight. That's all it is. Don't try to reinvent the wheel, dude. It's called comp class.
So, as we dive off of this topic, I just wanted to say a couple of shout outs. One, I think you can't have that debate without Tom DeBlas. I know Tom DeBlas doesn't always agree with everything we talk about here on the pod, and we might not necessarily agree with everything that Tom DeBlas talks about, but I think you need a Tom DeBlas personality, a Tom DeBlas accomplishment level. You know what I mean? There's no denying the greatness that is Tom DeBlas, as far as his jiu-jitsu career is concerned. You can't argue with, a guy who is arguably one of the best in the world at a point in time that, the way that he teaches is wrong. He's taught multiple world champions. He's, this is where Gordon Ryan and Gary Tonin, that's part of their lineage. They went to Danaher after Tom DeBlas. You know what I mean? So this guy's developed amazing jiu-jitsu practitioners. And
that's where this guy came. The clip that he made was viral, and I get viral clips. If you make a clip with a catchy tune that might make Tom DeBlas mad, done it. I've done it. I get it. It's called clickbait, right?
Yeah.
We do it. I'm pretty good at it. The guy came out and said, "Don't spend your money on that Danaher DVD. All you need is this ecological jiu-jitsu or something like that."
Right.
And that's what set this off. But yeah, I mean, but also shout out to Tom, because that means he's on the internet and he's not running his own. He's running his own social media.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
He's interacting with people. He's talking. He's commenting. I've talked to him via DM. You know what I mean? Like voice memo. I've talked to him back and forth a couple of times. I know some guys in the space that don't run their own shit.
Right.
And they'll. The other day we got shared by somebody else. I can't remember his name, but they're like, "That's BJJ Balance. That's BJJ Balance. Give them their credit. Give them their credit." And he's like, "Will do right now. DMing you right now." And he DM'd me like, "Hey, I'm glad you like my move. Would you like this instructional?" I'm like, "What the fuck?" You know what I mean? No, I don't. But shout out to the people who run their own shit. And yeah, it's called Iron Sharpens Iron.
Right.
And there's time for comp class training and there's time for fundamentals and learning stuff. And if you say you're a black belt that's too good to learn something, that's stupid, because I know Gordon Ryan is still a student of the game, and I know Bushesh is still a student of the game, and so is Hodger. All these guys are still learning something. You can learn something from somebody whose skill level is way less than you.
Right. Yeah, just it was a wild debate, and a shout out to BMAC for hosting it on his YouTube, because he does have a big YouTube platform. And then shout out to Big Dan, because that's somebody that's in the competitive game at the highest level right now, and he was very very much standing on his convictions that, like, no, traditional jiu-jitsu instruction, there's nothing wrong with it, and it's bred multiple world champions over decades of time. And until we start seeing these ecological approach people just dominating competitions, which it doesn't sound like I'm not seeing in it, then
he said he had a world champion girl.
Yeah.
So I mean, cool.
So it's one out of how many weight classes?
Right.
You know what I mean? We're talking what, 3%? 3% of the champions in the world.
I mean, I will be honest. Devil's advocate, I would have to see I'd have to see a class.
Yeah.
And see what they're doing. Like, what are you doing when the new guy just walks in? Like, how does that go? Like, here's your gi. Hey, so-and-so, this is so-and-so. This is his first day. Help him out. Like, what are you doing as a coach? Like, you're going to show him what guard is?
Right.
Are you going to show him what half guard is? Are you going to show? Because some guys don't know nothing. Some guys are greener than goose shit, and they don't know. They don't know what mount is. Some guys are like, Goodman closed guard. They'll look at me like, what? I'm like, missionary position.
Right. Do you remember when you were a white belt or maybe like an early blue belt, and you'd be rolling with another like belt, and you would accidentally do something, and when you did that, it like a light bulb clicked, and you were like, oh shit. I feel like this happened to this coach. And then all of a sudden he's just like, well, that aha moment, I've got to develop a whole system based off of that. And it's like, but those are happy accidents. That's not training. You know what I mean? That's not how you learn.
No. I mean, it's paths in jiu-jitsu. If this guy's creating a new path for jiu-jitsu, so, I mean, cool. We're just going to have to see. Is it going to take over like the leg lock, phenomenon took over? I don't know. I don't think so. I think there's way too many guys that are not on board. And the time will tell how this guy produces. I mean, I just don't see it. I feel like you need to drill. Gotta drill. At least for a little bit.
Right. I don't know, man. I don't know. There's a lot starting to develop in the jiu-jitsu world right now in regards to, some competitions that are coming out. We've got PGF Season 8 that's approaching here because it's February now, so next month.
March.
Did you see that they're doing like a PGF mini season with 8 guys?
I did not see that.
It's like I think it's 175 or something like that. Our boy Chris Olivo is in that little mini season.
Cool.
Apparently that started, I think that starts this week, out here in California.
Okay.
So I'll have to get a little bit more detail on it, but I saw that that there's a little PGF mini season running with a few less competitors and whatnot. So that seems kind of cool. And we've got
Super Cup. Super Cup's coming up.
Super Cup in March. Super Cup, if you guys aren't aware, it's a new tournament that is Leo Vieira's response to Jiu-Jitsu World League. I went to the first Super Cup tournament. My daughter competed. It is obviously, since it's a new tournament, it is smaller starting out, but I will say this about it. One, it was pretty well ran. Everything was pretty, once the tournament got going and everybody was checked in, because my kid was like literally one of the first 10 matches.
Right.
Once it got going, the tournament ran pretty smoothly. It was organized well. I mean, you've got to imagine, if you've got a guy that's been in the competitive jiu-jitsu space for over 30 years, that he's going to have, some experience with, this works, this doesn't. It was a clean venue. It was at the hangar in OC, which is where ADCC was a couple of years ago. One of actually the first ADCC Open. And a clean aesthetic. Good mats, good space. All in all, I think Super Cup could develop into a good competitive tournament out there. The only thing I'm a little confused on, is it an exclusive checkmat tournament, or that's just who the majority of the people are right now? Because
it is not. It is not. And this is a call out to all checkmat affiliates. You better come fucking prepared this time. Granted, the first tournament, of course, all the checkmats are going to be there, right?
Right.
Leo, I've heard, that has went to every school in the area, all the Carlson Gracies, and told them, here's my tournament. I want you in there. So this Super Cup in Marietta on the home base is kind of going to be like a little Olympic Games. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
You better, you guys better come prepared. You better realize that it's gonna be you versus all this bragging rights. There'll be some bragging rights this tournament. So I'm gonna be there this time. I'm walking good. So I think we'll both be there. We're thinking about doing live pod maybe. That'd be kind of cool. So if you see us there and we're talking on the microphone, obviously, wait a second. But yeah, we'll be hanging out, doing a bunch of stuff, coaching, doing all that good stuff. It'll be a good time.
Yeah. So, there's some new stuff on the horizon in the competitive space. It's cool to see. I see that the UFC is starting to ramp up the Fight Pass Invitationals again. And then, of course, we're still getting little nugget drops of knowledge about CJI hitting here and there. I feel like that's...
the calm before the storm right now.
Right.
I feel like they got stuff they want to pop, but they're just waiting.
Right.
They're not doing it yet. I would bet March they start April they start really vamping up some cool stuff. But right now they're kind of just they dropped that little bit and now they're chill.
Right. We have one confirmed team. Did you see that? Who is it for B team? Nikki Ryan is out.
Oh, I didn't see that.
Nikki Ryan is out, so now they're trying to figure out who his replacement's going to be. Chris Wojcik, PGF 7. He's a potential for that weight division.
Yeah, there's Steam lock.
Yeah. So there's a I don't know, a lot of good stuff. A lot of good stuff on the horizon, I think, in the competitive space, and I'm excited to see what this summer's going to be like for jiu-jitsu.
Who's Craig in a super fight against?
Right.
Stuff like that. I'm kind of curious about the super fights.
And does the tournament end up on a Friday, Saturday again? Or since now they're not competing with ADCC directly, it's a Saturday, Sunday?
Yeah, that's a good point. Who knows? It'd be cheaper for Friday. All the rooms are gonna be expensive on the weekend anyway, so it doesn't really matter.
Right.
Um, yeah, who knows? And I feel like shit, Kenny. I'm so sick right now.
Yeah.
I have so much boogers right now. I'm like, bug night over here. I was gonna go train tomorrow. I was gonna teach. I'm ready to get back on that horse, dude. I'm ready. And now I don't want to get people sick, so I'm gonna have to chill for a couple of days. Hopefully, I can be back Wednesday. You know, like a fart in the shower, dude. This stinks.
Dude, I feel you. That was me all last week. I'm still have some lingering, like a little lingering cough here and there, but overall, I'd say my energy levels are pretty good.
I get any sneezing fits? Ugh.
No, mine's just been coughing, a dry cough, no phlegm,
Yeah.
no. I've had some congestion and whatnot, but it hasn't dropped into the lungs at all. It's all just in the
I
head.
got this nasal drip that drops to the back of my throat. Cough. Crap. Like my Zach Morris's trash shirt, dude. Ugh.
Look at that. Look at that. That's one of the throwback to one of the first episodes of the pod.
People know, your boy loves the 90s, dude. My boy Charlie from Checkmat Menifee, sorry. My boy Charlie from Carlson Gracie Menifee. My bad. That's fight. Hooked me up with this shirt. So thanks, Charlie. One of my oldest teammates. I remember training with Charlie back like 2006, 2005, doing MMA.
Damn.
So yeah, shout out Charlie. Thanks for the shirt, dude.
We're going to make a little trip over there soon, aren't we?
I think we should. My cousin's there.
Yeah.
You can go there, drop by. I know you did some gun training with Orlando.
Yeah. I did a shooting course with First Defense a couple weeks ago. I guess, no, that last weekend. Instructor Nick Vaughn, I guess he trains jiu-jitsu with Orlando. And Orlando was there just randomly. I've never met him person to person until this occasion, but I've seen him multiple times. And so I kind of recognize his face, like he looks familiar, but I don't know who he is. And then at the beginning of the class, they asked us like, "Oh, go around and introduce yourself and what you do." And he said, "Oh, my name's Orlando." Da da da. Like we talked about like as far as your experience with shooting. And then we took our first break, and he was walking by, and I just stopped him, and I was like, "You do jiu-jitsu?" And he goes, "I teach jiu-jitsu." And then I was like, "Oh shit!" And yeah, so. He had mentioned
that class was more of like a all entry level, like just learning how to like shoot.
Yeah, so it was a pistol fundamentals class. So basically, it walks you from. I mean, you could go from any skill level, but he walks you from like if you've never shot a gun before, this is how you hold a gun. This is how you holster a gun. These are how you use sights. This is how you use a red dot, depending on what kind of sights you have. Are you shooting irons? Are you shooting red dot? You know, these are the parts of the gun. This is the muzzle. This is the barrel. This is the slide. This is your mag release. This is your trigger. Shows you how to grip the gun, how to pull the trigger properly, all that stuff. Goes over all of that. Then you're sitting at arranged lanes and your guns are unloaded and you're sitting there and he's like having you remove the mag, load a mag, remove the mag, load a mag, that kind of thing, just so you get familiar with the way the gun functions, and then he takes you out. Yeah. Then he takes you out and has you shoot one shot, then see where you're at, adjust. Then you go through like shooting multiple shots faster, then shots with reloading. So like shoot a shot, drop the mag, get a second mag, take another shot, all within like a certain time frame, you know? So yeah, it kind of walks you through and gets you comfortable with just like not just going to a range and shooting, but like pulling from a holster, shooting a quick shot, hitting your target. You know what I mean? That kind of a thing. Malfunctions, different types of malfunctions, how to clear the malfunctions. So definitely a good class. I'd recommend it for anybody at any shooting level. Even if you feel like you're an experienced shooter, it'll make you a lot more confident. For me, it was one of those things where I've never had any like official training. I've just shot a lot and I've shot with a lot of people that have passed some knowledge down to me. But nothing was ever like, I don't know, like an official instruction where I was like, yeah, I feel confident with this. I felt confident, but I was always kind of unsure in certain things and whatnot. So this just kind of put all that unsurety away. And now I feel like, okay, the things that I have learned over the years have been correct. And now I've just got to tighten my game up a little bit. So
if you were going the ecological approach of shooting, you would just go to Compton. if you
you'd end up with a bunch of dead people in class.
there's a bunch of gang members, you know what I mean? Just
Yeah.
fucking out there just spraying.
Yeah.
But, when you drilled, you got confident in your drilling, and reassurance from instruction. And now you feel like you're a better shooter and you're ready to even spar even better. This is proof. The ecological stuff don't work, dude.
Yeah. There is no ecological approach to firing a gun.
There's no ecological approach to cooking either. If you said, Matt, go in there and make me a casserole, I can barely make a grilled cheese sandwich, dude. I'd be like, what do I need? No Google, dude. Figure it out.
Here's some noodles. Sort it.
I'd be like, oh, yeah, it ain't gonna cook shit.
Yeah.
I don't even know what fucking temp to put chicken in.
I feel like you could, the ecological approach when it comes to learning might be like maybe art, like painting, something where you don't have to worry about dying or like losing a limb or burning your house down.
Right.
Those are all good reasons to maybe try, some outside the box thinking here.
You'll figure it out, dude.
Fucking insane.
Imagine like the ecological approach to parenting. Just leave your kid at the house like you do your dog. If I come back and he's alive.
When you leave your house and you talk to your dog, you're like, hey, you be a good boy. Don't need anything in the house. You just do that shit to your kid.
Yeah. 6 months old.
Yeah. Don't shit in the house.
You're good, dude. Hey, he's going to have to figure out how to change his own diaper, dude.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, I'm not going to do it for him. Like, he's got to figure it out. Nonsense.
So dumb. We've got some an organic merch idea happened. I made a meme. We posted it. A couple people commented.
Kenny, it was a good meme, Kenny.
Thank you.
Kenny. Good meme, dude.
When the meme master tells you that it's a good meme, it hits right here, deep in the chest.
Yeah, it's kind of getting like an attaboy from fucking. It's
Hodger.
like getting an attaboy from.
You're the hot. You're the hot. Yeah, you're the Bushesha of jiu-jitsu memes, my man. You might be the Helio of jiu-jitsu memes.
That might be the Helio of jiu-jitsu meme.
But yeah. So I mean, a couple people were like, and the meme just had a shirt in it, and people were like, "I'd buy that shirt." So then I was like, "Well, fuck it." So I made the shirt design. And I got a quote out for it. So there might be some a BJJ Balance shirt here dropping in the next month or so. And I made some stickers. I ordered stickers. Stickers are on the way. They'll be here in about a week.
Stuff's coming, guys.
Yeah.
Stuff's coming.
Yeah. And then the last but not least thing, we're going to offer, the stickers will just be passing out. Those will be gone long before the fucking merch actually ships. And if they do, we'll probably print more stickers because they weren't that bad.
Probably might even put a sticker with the shirt. Dude.
Maybe it happens. We're going to do gi patches. We're going to do a BJJ Balance 8 inches wide by 2 inches tall gi patch that you can either put across your lapel or on the butt of your kimono top below your belt. But there will be a BJJ Balance gi patch incoming. I'm actually waiting on a quote to come back on price on that. So, and that'll be a woven patch. It won't just be a piece of material or anything like that. It'll be a really high quality woven patch.
Put it on your wife's jeans, dude.
There you go. Right there on the ass. Let her know.
Fucking ass, dude.
Let people know. Let people know.
Put it anywhere you want.
Yeah.
Put it on a stocking. Whatever. That's cool. Finally getting things moving.
Yeah.
I like that.
So,
yeah, but the shirt idea, you gotta go into the BJJ Balance Instagram at BJJ Balance. You'll see it there. It's on a gorilla. And that's not me.
No.
Check it out. Give it a like.
Yeah, we got merch coming soon. We got questions. We got
questions.
Yeah, you sent some questions to me the other day. Let's dive into these. Alrighty. Ecan 2. When's the BJJ Balance music playlist dropping? We could do that. We could do a Spotify
playlist of like what we like a gym playlist.
Yeah.
We could do that, like 10 songs that like this is what we fucking like the train to.
Do we mix it up?
I don't even know. Huh?
Do we do a Matt playlist and a Kenny playlist? Do we just mash it all together?
Oh no, I think we just do 5 and 5, dude.
I feel like 10's not enough, bro. I feel like I could probably drop 20 solo in there.
Well, you're a music guy. You're okay. You know what I mean? Like what I like to roll to.
Yeah.
We could do that. Yeah, we should do that. We can do that.
All right.
Good idea.
Yeah.
We're gonna do it.
We'll knock it out this week. That's easy.
That's easy.
Stephen Graham, BJJ _ would you rather have finger-sized nipples or nipple-sized fingers?
Oh, I've been thinking about this one all night.
Sounds like a fucking nightmare.
I would rather have finger-sized nipples because grips are the world. And I'm a gi guy and I gotta have grips. If I had nipple-sized fingers, dude, I would suck at jiu-jitsu. Only one person is good with no hand, and that's John Jock. And I am no John Jock. Your boy needs grips, so give me those long nips, dude. I would, and this is tough for Kenny. Kenny refuses to wear a rash guard.
Yeah, man, finger-sized nipples. Can I cut them off?
Cut your nipples off?
I mean, just the extra part. Do I have to live with a nipple that long? And I'm saying even pinky's unacceptable.
I mean, hey. Okay, she's in there. Back in the day, dude, I was hanging out with this Filipino girl, dude. She had a kid. And this girl, you know what I mean? I didn't want to like, you know, you could guess the belt. I didn't want, actually I'm not. I was a 5-year white belt, so I should have been around purple belt, but I was still white belt. Just put that out there, okay? So I was hanging out with this girl, and her name is Abby. Abby had some Stevie Wonders, dude. These things were like that long, dude.
Jesus Christ. Like
it was like a balloon, like one of those long balloons that just had like it wasn't blown up all the way to the end. Good old Abigail, dude. Fun times. But yeah, you know.
Oh my God.
Little Filipino, dude. That was a long years ago. That was like 20 years ago, dude.
Wow. I don't have National Geographic nipple experience. No, bro. No.
No long nipples. You never know what you're gonna get, dude. You know, nipples are like boxes of chocolates.
Oh my God.
You know what I mean? You don't know what kind you're gonna get. You're gonna get the long ones, the baloney one, whatever. Dude. You don't know. Stevie Wonders, the freaking where are they's? You know what I mean? That's why we're so fascinated with. I mean, where I am. You know what I mean? That doesn't mean DMs people. That does not mean that.
No.
Please.
Nope. Matt's had his fill of pixelated dicks. Now he doesn't need fucking.
I mean, it'd be better. They'd definitely be better, but I don't need that. I don't need those DMs. I already have problems.
Ghost _writer 85. No question. Thanks for the content. Nice to have guys that work 9 to 5 and train I can relate to.
Hey man, thank you, Ghostwriter 95. We're just out here, dude. We're just two dudes trying to have fun. And Kenny even said it today. He's like, dude, we were talking old school stories. The group chat, guys. If you were a part of this group chat, you would love our group chat. I mean, if you wanted a group chat experience, you should join our Discord because it's kind of like, but our group chat, me, Kenny, and Nate, we were talking about. Kenny's like, I think because we were talking about winks of our youth. You know what I mean? Like, we were talking about the winks of our youth. The girls we used to freaking when we were teenagers get fucking weird with in our alone time. We were talking about. Kenny's like, you know what, Matt? I think even as a teenager, me and you would have been friends just off your choice of the girls you thought were hot when you were a kid. I'm like, I think you're right, dude. 100%. In my old podcast, I did a Winks of Our Youth episode. And we just did our top 5 girls we fucking stroked it to when we were teenagers. It was a fun podcast, Kenny. Because we had no followers and we just were dumb. You know what I mean? So we did our top 5 countdown to the winks of our youth. It was a good episode. I'm not going to tell you where it is, and I'm not going to tell you what the name of the podcast was, because I'm going to tell you why. Because your boy was unhinged on that podcast, and I would probably get this show canceled. So, but
you'll have to text me your number 1.
Yeah, okay. I apologize for everybody. Well, we'll give you one. Here's one topic. Who better stripper on the movie? Demi Moore or Elizabeth Berkley?
I never saw the Demi Moore. What was that called?
You've never seen Striptease?
No.
Yeah. What? I got friends who've never seen Striptease. I've got friends who've never been to a spearmint rhino. I got friends who never competed in jiu-jitsu. I say showgirls. And everybody's like, Demi Moore is hotter. I can say that, yeah.
Demi Moore is definitely hotter than Elizabeth Berkley, but I have seen Showgirls, and Elizabeth Berkley leaves nothing to the imagination in that movie.
No, she doesn't. No, she doesn't.
So,
and she was so conservative.
Right.
By the Bell.
Yeah.
She was so conservative. Like, I am wearing a bathing suit under this robe, but you don't get to see it. And then all of a sudden she comes out with NC-17. I'm in 6th grade. I'm like, what's NC-17? There's no Google. My cousin's like, RIP. My cousin's like, that means that she shows her boobs. I'm like, what? And then took me to like 9th grade before I found the movie and I watched it. You know what I mean? It was a slow story, slow build. So yeah, I agree. I think Showgirls the better movie. There's some gross parts in it though.
There's some, yeah. I get why it's NC-17. I don't think it's because of the boobs. I think it's just because of the content.
It's the part where he goes, she's like, I'm on the rag. And he goes, no, you're not. He goes, feel. And then he like, oh, that's gross. Dude.
Yeah. I don't remember that scene. Damn, man.
Gross, Jesse. God, does Slater know you're talking like that, you mama? God damn it. Belding know you're saying that? Valedictorian, for God damn it. Valedictorian, for God's sakes. You're over here freaking stripping on the pole, licking it. How many people been on that pole today? Going way extra in the pool on that guy? Like, that's too much. You're going to hurt him. Okay, next question. We got off the rails there. Next question.
The Holden Piat. I hope I'm saying that right. Where can I find y'all?
Hey, bro, you're listening to us right now.
Yeah. I mean, if you're talking about it on the gram, at Freak Party BJJ, at Oast Nation BJJ. If you're talking about in person, Dedicated Jiu-Jitsu, check Matt Murrieta. If you're talking about in real life, see us at the Jiu-Jitsu school. We'll move on from there.
Yeah, dude. I'm down to be friends.
Yeah, you don't need to know my place of work or...
Where can I find you? Oh, well, here's my address.
Yeah.
No, but yeah, man. You already found us, bro. And we appreciate you for that. But yeah, we're here. If you're on our socials and Instagram, we shows where we're training, all that kind of stuff. That's cool, man.
That's it for questions, brother.
You think what I'm thinking, Kenny?
Aim for the bushes, Matt.
Aim for the bushes. My name is Matt at Oast Nation BJJ. This is Kenny at Freak Party BJJ. Follow us on the Discord. Follow us on YouTube. Follow us on TikTok while you can. I'll post something. Kenny won't. Follow us on pretty much any platform. There's platforms to be followed on. We're all there. Be at BJJ Balance. Merch coming soon. Stickers coming soon. Patches coming soon. We're coming everywhere. Have a good one, guys. Os.